Welcome to the Stonbury Video Toolbox Talk, produced for Dé Cymru Welsh Water to cover the PNL 302 Treated Water Storage, Cleaning and Hygienic Practices Guidance Document.
This video outlines the procedure for contractors cleaning potable water tanks, i.e. clear water tanks, CWTs, pumps, sumps, etc. and service reservoirs, SRVs. This may involve entry of personnel, use of water from live tanks and entry of any equipment into the tank. This is to minimise any potential ingress of foreign matter into the tanks, which could contribute to any increased risk of a bacterial or cryptosporidium failure.
Please note that chlorine disinfection offers no protection against cryptosporidium, therefore minimising the potential for material likely to contain crypto getting into the tanks is essential.
This procedure is a minimum specification. Contractors are required to include them in their own method statement. The company will be randomly auditing cleans to ensure that these guidelines are being followed. This procedure also applies to any personnel who may be entering tanks for inspection purposes. Hygienic practices must be adhered to at all times throughout this process. Before any works commence on site, a suitable permit to work must be issued to the supervisor responsible for the works. Once a permit to work has been issued, an isolation permit will also be written and issued by the responsible operations member of staff. The isolation points to the tank will be physically marked and secured, and this will be shown to the supervisor in charge of the team on site prior to entering the tank. Ensure that all hatches to be opened are swept free of any foreign material prior to opening the hatch. This shall be done with a designated brush or hoover. Spread a tarpaulin over the work area. The tarpaulin shall be weighted down using an appropriate method to prevent the tarpaulin from blowing around in strong winds and reduce the potential health and safety hazard. We suggest sand-weighted road cones. Pegs are not to be used due to potential risk of damaging the membrane. A new or clean tarpaulin shall be used each time for this purpose. All efforts must be made to keep the immediate access area to the entry hatch clear and as clean as possible to ensure adherence to the guidance. Keep any first aid kits, eye wash, cleaning hand gel, gloves etc. in close proximity to the working area. Keep all safety and entry gear in a designated box at all times when not in use. This will allow clean and safe storage in the vehicles. It will also ensure that all equipment is kept as clean as possible on site as it is off the ground. Any type of equipment which cannot be sprayed or immersed in a chlorine solution prior to use in the tank must be kept clean and wiped with an antibacterial wipe. Please ensure all tape measures and cameras etc. are also cleaned prior to entry. Keep all your safety gear in clean bags to avoid them being spread throughout the back of any vehicles. Have designated buckets for cleaning footwear prior to entry and for cleaning upon exit. These should be labelled and have designated cleaning brushes for each bucket. The clean bucket shall be made up using Instachlor tablets to a minimum strength of 1000 mg per litre. The chlorine bucket must be marked with the appropriate warning sign from the PNL 303 document. Keep a designated pair of clean Wellingtons for entry purposes. These shall be in a designated bag and kept separate from any dirty Wellingtons or boots used to gain access to the tarpaulined work area. Keep any entry gear close to the SRV hatch so that when personnel step into or out of the SRV, they step from or onto a clean mat. Keep any dirty Wellingtons or boots close to the edge of the work area and not in any area near the hatch. Use white coveralls over any work gear when entering the drain down reservoir. These should be checked prior to entry to ensure they are free from rips and tears and free of any dirt. New overalls shall be used for each clean and shall be replaced if they become soiled, other than soiling from the cleaning activity. Clean your boots with chlorinated solution prior to entry. Clean your boots with the designated clean brush and clean bucket. Use the clean entry mats for your boots prior to entry if you are not stepping directly into the SRV. On exiting the tank, clean off your boots in the dirty wash bucket prior to removing white coveralls. This water will become discoloured from the sediment within the tank. The tub shall be replaced as necessary. It shall be kept reasonably clean at all times. No equipment which has been in contact with the ground, soil, mud, animal feces, fuel must enter the tank. There must be dedicated equipment which is segregated within the vehicle and on site. The pipe from the hose reel attached to the jetter is not to enter the tank under any circumstances. It is not possible to achieve full disinfection or to ensure full removal of other potentially harmful contaminants such as fuel, oil, road dirt, mud or crypto. Lances and hoses to be used internally must be treated as designated potable water equipment. They must be kept clean at all times and be stored off the ground in clean bags, crates when not in use. Keep any lay flat hoses and jetting pipes that may be partially or fully placed into the tank in a clean bag or container when not in use. These must be cleaned after use and at no time shall be left on the bare ground. Remove the end cap from the lay flat hose. When not in use, end caps must be stored in the chloros bucket or in a clean bag off the ground. All hoses and pipes to be used inside the tank must be visibly clean and disinfected by immersing in a sodium hypochlorite solution or Instachlor at a strength of 1000 mg per litre for a minimum of 10 minutes. Containers must be of suitable dimensions to achieve full immersion of items. A plastic crate or tub will be acceptable providing it is a suitable size. Ensure that all containers that contain chlorination solutions are correctly labelled with the correct hazard warning labels. For further information, see the Chlorine Solution Container Labels document PNL 303. All tools must be dedicated to clean and dirty. Pay particular attention to brooms and brushes. Label all clean equipment clearly and store appropriately on site and while being transported. Do not use soiled rope for any purpose, including hanging the gas monitor. Use a clean, disinfected steel cable or a nylon or plastic cable. Gas monitors are to be kept clean and wiped with an antibacterial wipe prior to use. Clean any cleaning brushes with chlorinated solutions prior to use. Do not leave open-ended hoses on the ground. This is where soil, grass, insects or small animals can gain access. Always put ends on prior to pulling the hose across the ground or when rolling back up to avoid any ingress of soil, mud, rabbit droppings or any other contaminant coming into contact with the hose inside or with the hose connector. End caps must remain in place when in storage. The dedicated hose must have been submerged for 10 minutes in 1000 mg per litre chlorine solution. Prior to coupling to the undedicated hose, connectors must be sprayed with 1000 mg per litre spray concentration. All appropriate PPE must be worn. Keep the spray lance hose off the floor on the clean work area tarpaulin once it had been cleaned and disinfected.
Thanks for watching.